You know my grandmother, Miss Julia,
Yes.
who loves you.
Yes.
To quote, she thinks Lee is the most handsome man she's ever seen. She's never met him. She's seen his picture, though, and thinks he's very handsome. She tells me
Well,
all
we
the
better
time.
not meet because the chemistry
Oh my gosh.
is off the charts.
It'll be off the charts.
Yeah.
You'd be my grandfather. Let me get her on the horn, because that would be a delight. Did you hear? Lee is with Hayley's grandmother now. Anyway, so I told you guys yesterday, I believe, that my grandmother Julia suffered a fall recently, and she is in a rehab facility right now, and they're getting her. She is 95 years old, and they're getting her back in top shape, and she's doing really well. Just spoke with her yesterday. But she was cracking up, and she said, I've got a story for you and Lee. And I said, okay. And she said, now tell it right, because Lee will appreciate this. And I said, okay. She said, how is Lee, by the way? I was like, all right, dial it back, Granny. She
What's
said,
his number? I never get to talk.
I never get his phone number. Tell him to call me here.
What do I gotta
Room
do?
106. And
Yeah.
Anyway, I said, oh, okay. She said, I had the weirdest experience last night. And I said, well, what happened? She said, well, I woke up in the middle of the night, and, you know, they haven't let your parents, my mother and dad, come see me, obviously, because of COVID rules. But last night, they let your dad come in. And I was like, oh, my gosh, great. She said, it was in the middle of the night. And I was like, really? She said, yes. And he gets up, and he did have long hair, and my dad has very short hair. She said, I wake up, and he's in the room. My roommate, she has a female roommate, wasn't there. She was gone, and now your dad was there. And I said, oh, okay. Okay. And she said, he gets up, and I say, well, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I said, please be careful and don't fall. She said, and it's about this time I notice he has very long gray hair, which your father has gray hair, so I assume that it is him. I think, my God, what has Ann done to him? That's my mom. She says, your father goes to the bathroom, comes back out, and gets in the bed. I get out of my bed and think, well, how special it is that my son is here with me. I'm going to tuck him in.
Oh, no.
So she goes over to the other bed in the room. She says, tuck in the blankets and everything. I lean over and I kiss him on the forehead. And I said, you're so sweet. You're my little baby. She says, about this time, your father turns over and looks at me and says, what? And I said, wait a minute. What's your name? And your father says, Evelyn Green. It's about this time Granny realizes she's kissed her also elderly female roommate, tucked her in, told her, please don't fall down going to the bathroom.
And now they're in a convertible in New Mexico.
They are. Things really took off.
Driving away. Wow.
She said, Evelyn and I have not quit laughing about that. She said, but I kissed her on the forehead and said, I'm so glad you're my baby.